Okay.
Hey boys and girls, have you ever wanted to travel and learn about a new culture? Well, today we're going to be reading A Vanishing Culture, the Far North. There's a place in the far north where the sun can stay up in the sky all day and all night. It is called the land of the midnight sun. Think about that. The sun would never go down? That would be interesting. In the chill of the evening, when the sun hangs low, Sarah and Carrie, two Sammy girls, draw close to the fire as their mother begins to tell them a story. Long ago, your grandmother followed the reindeer as they traveled up the mountains for the green summer grass and the high pastures. Like all Sammy, she lived her life close to the rhythm of the land and the animals, following the circle of the changing seasons. In the warmth of the summer, when the sun shone all day and all night, life was good in the mountains. But in the dark cold of winter, when the sun sometimes did not rise at all, she and the reindeer would return to the lowlands where the winter was more gentle. The Sammy shaman seems to be the first to know when the seasons will change. The shaman believes the trees, rocks, and water all around have their own spirits, and with the help of his drum, he talks these spirits to find the answers for the Sammys. Soon, Sarah and Carrie are fast asleep. It is early spring, and Sarah and Carrie's father is out rounding up the family's reindeer. Like their grandmother, Sarah and Carrie will travel with the reindeer up into the high mountains. The next day, while the girls wait for their father to return, Carrie gathers small berries as a treat for the family. After gathering the fruit, she hangs the reindeer skins out to dry. Reindeer are the center of the Sammy life. Their hides are used for clothing and blankets, their meat for food, and they pull sleds that the Sammys ride across the snow. The Sammys also drink the nourishing liquid from inside the reindeer bones. Then they carve the bones to make spoons, needles, and other things that they need. Sounds like the reindeer are a very important resource to the Sammy people. When their father arrives, the girls help their mother take down the lavo, their simple tent, and get ready for moving to the mountains. Carrie is happy to see her favorite dog again. He is very good at herding and always goes with Carrie's father to gather the reindeer. When the reindeer are rounded up, they must be fed. What do you think they feed reindeer in the snow? Carrie and Sarah set out some hay for their father to take to the herd. While the girls are busy, their fathers go to get a sledge. When the reindeer are rounded up, they must be fed. Sarah and Carrie set out some hay for their father to take to the herd. While the girls are busy, their father goes to get a sled to carry the hay on. Although the sun is still up, it is nighttime. After helping her mother and sister pack their belongings onto the sleds, Carrie falls asleep. The family will begin moving later in the night when the sun is even lower and the air becomes colder. Then, as the snow freezes harder, the sleds will slide faster and more easily. Think about what it would be like to have to fall asleep when the sun is still up. That'd be very interesting. While Carrie and her sister sleep, their father takes hay out for the reindeer to eat. During the winter, when the reindeer are allowed to roam freely, they eat a small plant dug up from under the snow with their hooves. After the reindeer have eaten, Father brings the strongest ones to harness to the sled. It is time to begin moving to the mountains. After the reindeer have eaten, Father brings the strongest ones to harness to the sled. It is time to begin moving to the mountains. Carrie and Sarah like to ride with their father, listening to him sing traditional Sammy poetry. Occasionally, they stop to let the reindeer rest and graze where the spring sun has melted away the snow. As they follow the herd, their father reminds them of what Sammys have always believed. Nature will care for them as it does for all living things. Think about that quote for a moment. Nature will care for them as long as it does all living things. What do you think that means? The traditional Sami look forward to living high in the mountains for the summer. Some will stay in a hut instead of a tent. After the snow melts, all of the different family reindeer herds will graze together in the high pastures. The animals will grow strong and healthy, which will help them through the long winter to come. By the end of the summer, the adult reindeer will have shed their old antlers. They will have soft new ones covered with velvet, a fuzzy skin that falls off when the antlers becomes a hard bone. Along with new calves, they will be herded into a large corral. This is where the calves' ears are marked. Each Sami family has its own mark. And the children in each family have their own marks too. These ear marks are important. Each family will use them to separate reindeer from all the rest when it's time to leave the mountains and travel back to the lowlands for winter. Sarah and Carrie spot their family's animals from a distance. While Sarah keeps her father, she points to the lone reindeer and asks Carrie to check the ear marking. Carrie calls back, "It's your reindeer, Sarah." Before Sarah and Carrie reach the mountains and high pastures, there's still more traveling to do. Mother has already gone ahead with the other Samis to prepare the tent at a resting place. While the girls are helping their father with the reindeer, their mother gathers wood for the fire and makes a pot of stew. She knows her family will be hungry when they arrive. Like Carrie and Sarah and their family, other Samis are also herding their reindeer to the mountain pastures. As a different family arrives, they begin to gather for the big spring celebration. Every year, the Samis celebrate the end of the year long, cold, dark winter. They dress in beautiful woolen and deerskin clothes covered in decorative hand-woven braids. Everyone is happy. The spring celebration is a time for friends who haven't seen each other in a long time to talk and laugh together. There are games, too. Over his shoulder, Father carries his favorite blue lasso, a special rope used to catch reindeer. He will compete against others in a contest to see who can throw their lasso the best. Sounds like a rodeo. Sarah and Carrie make their own game. They turn in circles and see how far they can spin their skirts out, laughing as they make themselves dizzy. But the most exciting part of the celebration is the reindeer race. Both men and women compete together, and Sarah and Carrie's mother is going to race this year. She carefully checks her sled to make sure everything is ready. Far out across the snow, the Samis race the reindeer. It is hard to tell who is winning at first, but as the racers get closer, it looks like a young man might win. Then suddenly, Mother's reindeer bursts into the lead and crosses the finish line. Carrie and Sarah are happy their mother won the race, and they are very proud of their strong reindeer, and to be Samis living in the far north.